Hi there, welcome back to another week of Counter-Strike game and skin market update. This is Skinomics2, and this video covers the 4th to 10th of August 2025. Starting with the Armory Pass, nothing much has changed, apart from the small arm charms moving down the ranks to a return of 124%. Regardless, activating passes if you play the game often is still profitable, especially if you redeem one of the two cases. Moving on to Austin Major stickers. There were no changes here neither. Returns have slowly crept even lower as the stickers are still not yet on discount. Speaking of which, looking at the past sales data, even if the stickers were to go on sale today, this would put the length of sale shorter than the past 3 majors. This is because there are only 106 days until the Budapest major in November this year. What Valve is trying to do is extending the full price period and reducing the sales period to maximize revenue. As such, I would recommend against buying Austin stickers now. Looking at souvenir packages, there are again 7 profitable as of this video. The return of these packages appear to be stabilizing as the market moves their interest from them. Over the longer term, I think only the special ones such as the Strike Back highlight will retain their value. As the market slowly prices in both the new buggy animation system that is yet to be improved, as well as the trade protection update, sentiment has remained very low. As a result, we are practically back to the market cap 90 days ago, erasing both momentum and waves of gains throughout this year. Although it wasn't all bad news this week, as the first of the Paris capsules finally surpassed its purchase price on Steam. What we are talking about is the 2023 Paris Legend autograph capsule, going as high as 31 cents this week. The capsule contains what is currently the last simple and Cadian stickers, as well as the Zawu sticker. The Paris stickers have been low for a long time, given they were the best-selling major stickers with sales surpassing $110 million, meaning ample supply for years to come. Moving on, I want to highlight some of the problems facing Tier 2 of Counter-Strike Pro scene as of late. NIP has faced a problem whereby they are too highly ranked for Tier 2 tournaments, but not highly ranked enough for Tier 1 tournaments. This shows yet another problem with the current Valve regional standing system. Adding insult to injury, Yalla Compass, which hosted Tier 2 tournaments previously, has announced the end of their CS2 journey. This decision was likely financially motivated, as Tier 2 competitions can be unprofitable at times. Finally, let's move on to our weekly craft idea. By using the M4 Basilisk and Fire Elemental craft stickers, you may add a fire breathing effect to the dragon on the skin. The entire craft without the weapon skin costs about $1, which is quite affordable. Switching gears to market analysis. The Skinomics2 index, which contains a list of items I use to represent the market, declined by 1.76% this week. Volume declines from the trade protection update have started to show its true impact. The eSport Fire index, which contains a list of 300 high-value liquid items, show a similar story whereby the recovery from the trade protection update has been halted this week. Moving on to buff value of trade and trade volume data sourced from the cheap instant skin trading site iTrade.gg. We continue to see a decline in volume, and daily trades have declined to as little as 10,000 trades per day in data collected. A similar picture is mirrored with the total value and volume data sourced from SteamDT. Only 1.4 million trades were completed on the 8th and 9th of August from the entire market. Now, let's break the skin market movements this week down into categories. Starting off with knives and gloves, all items were down this week, with gloves down by a slightly larger margin. Higher tiered weapon skins show a similar decline, albeit a few AK skins avoided the drop. Agents were unsurprisingly part of the downturn as well this week. Last but not least, in the affordable weapon segment, we have seen mixed results, which is actually better than the overall market. Moving on, according to CS2 Case Tracker, case unboxing numbers dropped to a 10-week low of 7.4 million in the week. This is in line with the player number, which has been severely impacted by the very popular Battlefield 6 beta this week. To be honest, I have also been playing Battlefield this week. Surprisingly, non-active case prices have endured a mixture of reactions from the market, despite the overall negative sentiment right now. The same extends towards active case prices, which were roughly stable overall. I guess supply also decreased with less players, so the lowering demand is able to be met on the other side. Let's now take a glimpse at this week's biggest winners and losers. The winners have come from a selection of stickers, specifically the Imperial Gold from Antwerp, the Perfect World Gold from Shanghai, and the King V foil from Krakow. These increases are separate from each other, and I can only confirm that the Perfect World is by inherent demand. In the losers, we have 3 items that have risen significantly recently, going through a round of correction. The Glock is from Prisma 2, whilst the Battlestar is from the Operation Wildfire case. Onto the top trades of the week, also sourced from the skin trading site iTrade.gg. The top place on both has been taken by the second lowest flow Hedge Maze, going for almost $58,000. The second and third places were both Wild Lotuses, with Paper Cato 14 crafts. The mixed craft sold for a little more than the 4 times reason, as 2 of the reason stickers appear to have been scraped. On CS Float, it was slightly less interesting this week. The top place was taken by a spotless Emerald Karambit, whereas normal Emerald Butterflies took the other 2 spots. Moving into game news, there were no updates this week, perhaps unexpectedly, given both movement and animation bugs are yet to be patched by Valve from last week's overhaul. Now onto the pro scene. There were no significant upsets in the ongoing Blast Bounty tournament. However, there was an interesting moment whereby the American Nitro teased the British Mezzy about English cuisine, which is pretty valid in my opinion. Speaking of the UK, Liquid has replaced Mongols in the upcoming Blast Open London, as Mongolian players failed to secure a visa in time. This is due to requiring a different visa between the UK and Europe. Moving on, in a quieter week for transfers, Overdrive has stated the potential for a swap of Elige and Twist both back to their old teams. This has not been confirmed by any other sources, so take it with a grain of salt. AmCow signs a new roster led by ex-Gambit and Cloud9 player Nefani. Inters join OneWin. Heroic swap Grix out for Alcarin. Grix joins from Elstrom and only has been on the team for 2 months. Xantares returned to Aurora after legal troubles with the Turkish officials. It was to do with an outright ban in the nation for wagering sponsorships. The ex-Na'Vi player, MPL's move to B8, has been made permanent. I am still open to skin donations, and a reminder to join my Discord. Please like, share and subscribe. On that bombshell, that was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.